There is tribalism, and you could make this a racial statement if you like, feel free. But tribalism is a thing where you cannot criticize your own side. We've all seen now the video of the guy who was an immigrant to this country, came here illegally. He pulled an insane U-turn driving a semi-truck that he wasn't able to really drive. He only passed 2 out of 12 verbal questions. He could only identify what was its 1 out of 4 road signs, the traffic signs. And he got to be a licensed commercial truck driver out of the state of California. You've seen the U-turn. You've seen the result. You've seen that the car, bizarrely, not thinking a semi is going to turn in front of them on a freeway where there's no turning lane, ran into them, and 3 people died instantly. The defenses to this come across as one thing and one thing only, and it is tribalism. These are people from our side, and I'll show you this in a second. And then I want to talk about tribalism from a perspective of faith. Is there a tribe within a tribe within a tribe in Christianity? Does Jesus respect tribes? I respect people making honest efforts to improve their health. I respect that because I've had to do it. At one point in my life, I weighed close to 400 pounds. As you look at me today, I weigh about 210 pounds. At one point in my life, not that long ago, I had 39% body fat. Right now, it's probably around 10, maybe 11. It might have gone up a little bit because I'm in a strength cycle. But I also respect people who will look at the hardcore truth. If you're continuing to put on weight and you're over 40 and this is continuing to happen to you and you're continuing to get frustrated and you're exercising and you're having enough water and you're controlling your calories, but it's still not happening for you, may I suggest something? Your mitochondrial health could be suffering. The mitochondria is energy centers within inside our cells, and one of their assignments is to transport fatty acids to, in other words, utilize them for energy. When your body can use fatty acids for energy, you're going to have fewer energy dips. You're going to end up with fewer late night cravings. All this can help you drop fat. Berbein Breakthrough can help you with this. It's a product from Bioptimizers that I started to take a few months ago when I found out I had insulin resistance. Berbein Breakthrough helps with that as well. Insulin resistance is one step towards type 2 diabetes. And for a guy who's obsessive about health, that freaked me out. If you're struggling to lose weight, even though you're doing the right thing, then go get Berbein Breakthrough and use more fatty acids in your body and avoid those after-meal slumps. Visit bioptimizers.com/Todd. Use promo code Todd to receive 15% off. Subscribe for discounts and free gifts and monthly supply guaranteed. It's Berbein Breakthrough. It's bioptimizers.com/Todd. Promo code Todd for 15% off. Bioptimizers.com/Todd and use promo code Todd. It's millions of people who've come to the defense of an illegal immigrant who made an illegal U-turn and 3 people. And the degree of tribalism in this is impressive and dramatic.
This petition because I don't think this is a fair sentencing. There was no motive behind this U-turn, illegal U-turn, and those 3 people. Did somebody took the black box of the data of the other vehicle that whether the other person tried to stop the vehicle or not? Where was his? He was in care and control of his vehicle. I'm in insurance industry, and I know if you are in care and control.
I'm supporting this person because it was an accident, not a crime of intent. And one mistake should not raise an entire future of 45 years in prison is not a justice, it's cruelty.
Hi, my name is Rakira Singh. I am in support of Hajender Singh. He made a mistake, but he didn't intend to. It was an accident. 45 years not a justice. Make a fair decision. So, please attend the
Notion that the other driver, hey, howdy, black box. The minivan dude did not have a black box. He's not a commercial truck driver. And the notion that he wasn't in control of his car, you're traveling at 55 miles per hour and a semi jackknifes in front of you. You can have all the control you want. Did he try to stop? It's not his fault. Tribalism works this way. Now, can this guy be redeemed? Absolutely. Jesus is anxious to redeem him. Do I think he went out to people? I don't know. I will assume not. The petition is about identity. It's that these people can identify with him. But can they identify with the victims? The victims who did nothing other than drive on a freeway. If you look at this from a perspective of Christianity, look at this as a perspective as a Christian person, where do we need to be? Well, we need to look at this and say, indeed, he erred. We need to look at this and say, I can forgive that. I do forgive that. We need to look at this and pray. And then we need to examine justice versus revenge. This man snuck into our country illegally. This man was allowed to have a commercial driver's license so he couldn't understand street signs. This man had to know that he couldn't understand street signs because he couldn't understand street signs. This man had to know that he couldn't understand enough of the English language to get to more than 2 out of 12 verbal questions correct during an examination. He had to know these things. He made a decision to drive anyway. Prideful, perhaps. Sneaking into a country and remaining there, prideful, perhaps. Perhaps it's simply just being scheming and lying. He has now earned a reward. What does this mean for us as Christians? That we can't take joy in this. We can want the justice. We'll know that God will mete it out. But tribally speaking, within the body of Christ, are there any tribes? There's not. We need to understand something that as Christians, we give up some rights. We give them up. Now, we still have free will, but we've given up the right, for instance, to judge this guy as far worse than us because Jesus makes it very, very clear. We can discern. We could have judgment for this, but we need to understand if we all got fair treatment, we wouldn't have redemption because we continue to sin against Jesus and against his word. If we were to get pure justice just based upon our actions, none of us would be going to heaven. We need to keep this in mind when we look at situations like this. We need to make sure that the devil does not come into the body of Christ and say, yeah, do this harder. Let's make it 90 years. Let's make it just. But let's also make sure that we remain in love as we speak truth, because that's what Jesus did and what he modeled.